Welcome back to the epicenter of celebrity culture, the only digital sanctuary where we dissect the silence between the headlines and uncover the truths buried beneath the red carpet glamour. You are watching Whatever You Need, and if you have been searching for a place where the news is treated with the depth, respect, and analytical precision it deserves, then your search ends right here. Today we are not merely discussing a rumor. We are stepping into the delicate, shimmering atmosphere of a potential fairy tale that millions have been praying for. We are turning our gaze toward two titans of the screen, Elçin Sangu and Barış Arduç, a duo whose chemistry has long transcended the fictional narratives they once enacted, creating a legacy that continues to haunt the imagination of the public. But before we unravel the mystery of secret proposals and whispered pregnancies, I need you to become an active part of this journey. Subscribe to our channel right now to ensure you never miss a beat of the industry's heart. Turn on that notification bell, so you are the first to know when the stars align. And for those of you who want to support independent, high-quality journalism and gain access to exclusive badges and behind-the-scenes theories, I invite you to click the join button below. Your support is the fuel that keeps Whatever You Need burning bright. Now settle in, because the story we are about to tell is written in the quietest ink, yet it screams louder than any blockbuster. Reading the signs in the grand theater of the Turkish entertainment industry, where every gesture is scrutinized and every silence is interpreted as a symphony of hidden meanings, a new narrative is currently being woven around Elçin Sangu and Barış Arduç. This is not the standard, chaotic noise of unfounded gossip that we are accustomed to. Rather, it is a persistent, rhythmic murmur that has begun to circulate through the late-night conversations of the elite and the hushed whispers of production insiders. The allegation is twofold and monumental: that Elçin Sangu may be standing on the precipice of motherhood, and that Barış Arduç has already solidified their bond with a proposal of marriage. Yet, what makes this specific rumor so compelling is not an official press release or a staged paparazzi moment, but the profound lack thereof. We are navigating a story built on the foundation of absence, the absence of denial, the absence of their usual public personas, and the absence of the noise that typically surrounds them. The genesis of this speculation lies in a visual transformation that has not escaped the eagle eyes of their devoted fanbase. Elçin Sangu, an actress historically celebrated for her sartorial bravery and her penchant for figure-hugging, high-fashion silhouettes that accentuate her slender frame, has seemingly orchestrated a subtle revolution in her wardrobe. Observers have noted a distinct shift toward the amorphous. She has been spotted swathed in oversized knits, softly draped coats, and loose-fitting ensembles that prioritize comfort over contour. To the uninitiated, this might simply appear to be a stylistic evolution or a seasonal preference, but in the coded language of celebrity pregnancies, the transition to looser silhouettes is often the first, silent herald of impending news. Why would a star, whose image is meticulously curated, suddenly seek to obscure the physical form unless there was a precious secret being guarded beneath the layers of cashmere and cotton? From chaos to calm beyond the superficial analysis of clothing, there is a more profound psychological shift being reported by those who inhabit the periphery of Elçin's life. The frantic energy of stardom, the constant updates on social media, the behind-the-scenes snippets that once flooded her followers' feeds, all have been replaced by a serene, almost monastic stillness. Sources from within the production teams she works with describe a woman who has turned inward, protecting her energy with the ferocity of a lioness. The phrase "protecting her energy" is particularly telling. It suggests a biological and emotional prioritization that often accompanies the early stages of pregnancy. This is no longer the actress chasing the next spotlight. This paints the picture of a woman preparing for a role that requires no script. The vivacious, spontaneous selfies have been paused, replaced by a calculated silence that feels less like a void and more like a vessel waiting to be filled with an announcement. A study in intimacy running parallel to these whispers of maternity is the equally compelling narrative of a union formalized in the shadows. The rumor mill asserts that Barış Arduç, a man whose charisma could command the attention of stadiums, chose the path of absolute simplicity for the most significant question of his life. We are told of a proposal that eschewed the modern trend of pyrotechnic displays, drone-captured footage, and public spectacles. Instead, the story goes that he offered a moment of devastating sincerity. A private interlude, stripped of all artifice, where a ring was presented not as a trophy for social media, but as a solemn promise between two souls. This alleged minimalism speaks volumes about the maturity of their bond. It suggests that what they share is no longer a performance for the audience that fell in love with them on screen, but a tangible reality that they wish to hoard for themselves. The description of Elçin's reaction, overwhelmed, radiant, shining without effort, aligns perfectly with the fantasy their fans have nurtured for years. But is this grounded in truth? We must ask ourselves, in an industry where publicity is the currency of relevance, is it possible for two of the biggest stars to execute such a life-altering maneuver without a single leak of concrete evidence? Or is the very lack of leaks proof of the loyalty they inspire in their inner circle? A question for the whatever you need community. Let's pause for a moment of reflection. I want to hear your voice in this dialogue. Do you believe that on-screen chemistry, as potent as theirs was, inevitably bleeds into real life, or are we, the audience, simply projecting our own desires onto them? If Elçin and Barış are indeed getting married and expecting a child, do they owe us an announcement, or is their silence a sacred right that we must respect? Head down to the comments section right now and tell me, what kind of wedding do you imagine for them? A grand Bosphorus Palace event, or a hidden garden ceremony that we only find out about months later? Your theories are the heartbeat of this channel. And while you are there, please smash that like button if you are enjoying this deep dive. It helps the YouTube algorithm understand that whatever you need is the home of high-quality celebrity analysis. Where rumors become plans, the narrative deepens when we consider the alleged involvement of their families. We are hearing whispers of quiet tables and practical tones. This is perhaps the most grounding aspect of the rumor. We are not hearing about wild parties, we are hearing about families breaking bread, passing plates, and discussing dates. This imagery of domestic normalcy, of parents and siblings coming together to weave two lives into one, lends a significant weight to the claims. It implies that the romantic fervor has settled into the bedrock of logistical planning. When families start visiting, when the conversation shifts from if to when and where, the relationship graduates from a romance to an institution. There is talk that Elçin's family has been frequenting Istanbul with increasing regularity, engaging in soft-lit evenings where the primary agenda is bonding rather than celebrating. These are the gatherings where the foundations of a marriage are poured. If these meetings are indeed taking place, they signify that the couple has moved past the need for validation and is now focused on construction, building a future that can withstand the pressures of their public existence. A baby moon in disguise. Adding fuel to the fire is the report of a recent, short getaway, a trip that everyone seems to be talking about. In the lexicon of celebrity gossip, a sudden, unexplained vacation often serves as a reset or, more tellingly, a baby moon. Friends have described this escape as a chance to breathe and speak openly about the next chapter. Upon their return, the change in their demeanor was reportedly palpable. Witnesses speak of a calm awareness in Elçin's eyes and a subtly protective shift in Barış's body language. This concept of protective body language is crucial. It is an instinctual, primal response often seen in expectant fathers. If Barış is indeed shielding Elçin with a newfound vigilance, guiding her through crowds, hovering slightly closer than usual, it serves as a powerful, nonverbal confirmation of her vulnerable state. They returned not just refreshed, but seemingly aligned, as if a decision of monumental importance had been finalized under the cover of anonymity. Was this trip the moment they decided to stop fighting the inevitable and start planning the announcement? Bending time, we must also examine the professional repercussions of these personal milestones. Industry insiders, those shadowy figures who manage the schedules and contracts, have hinted that production timelines are being bent gently around Elçin. This is a massive clue. In the cutthroat world of television production, schedules are rarely altered for anything less than a medical emergency or a contractual demand. If hours are being fine-tuned to keep the pace humane, if intense scenes are being rescheduled, it strongly corroborates the theory of a pregnancy. A production set is a machine that runs on efficiency. For it to slow down, there must be a compelling reason. Simultaneously, Barış's own behavior on set has been dissected. The rumor is that he has been heard uttering a phrase that is as simple as it is cryptic: "Everything is going very well in my life." In the context of a man who guards his privacy fiercely, this admission of wellness is akin to a shout from the rooftops. It suggests a contentment that comes from a life that is finally in order, a puzzle where the final pieces have clicked into place. The fan phenomenon, hope versus skepticism. The reaction to these rumors on social media is a sociological study in itself. The fan base is currently fractured into two passionate camps. On one side, we have the believers, who are already celebrating in the comments, treating the rumors as gospel truth, creating collages of potential wedding venues and imagining the nursery decor. For them, this is the validation of years of emotional investment. They see the loose clothes and the quiet trips as irrefutable evidence. On the other side, we have the protectors, the fans who urge caution, insisting that until the words leave Elçin or Barry's lips, we must respect their privacy. They fear that the pressure of expectation could taint the reality of the relationship. Yet, even the skeptics cannot deny the magnetic pull of the narrative. The pairing of their names generates a traffic that rivals major political events. Why? Because in a world of fleeting flings and PR stunts, the idea of a slow burn, genuine love story that culminates in a family is a beacon of hope. Elegance over spectacle. If we are to believe the whispers about the ceremony itself, it stands in stark contrast to the industry standard. We are hearing about venues that feel like home, perhaps a historic villa with stories in its walls or a secluded seaside retreat. The key words emerging are intimate, meaningful, and elegant. This aligns perfectly with the personalities we know. Elçin has always possessed a quiet grace, a disdain for the gaudy. Barry's has always projected a grounded, earthly masculinity. A wedding that is a circus of cameras and hashtags would feel foreign to them. Instead, a guest list small enough to fit on a single page, composed only of those who truly know their hearts, seems the only logical conclusion. What if it's all true? Let's indulge in the hypothesis for a moment. If Elçin is pregnant and they are engaged, their silence is not just a strategy, it is a gift to themselves. It is an attempt to live the most magical moments of their human experience without the distortion of the public lens. They are hoarding the joy, letting it marinate within the safety of their families before releasing it to the world. And when that release comes, when that single black and white photo is posted, or that brief caption is written, it will not just be news. It will be a cultural moment. It will be the modern fairy tale delivered in a whisper. The anticipation we feel now, the suspense that the silence generates, is merely the prologue to what could be the wedding of the decade. The loudest silence. As we draw this analysis to a close, remember that in the world of fame, silence is often the loudest statement of all. Their refusal to deny the rumors is a form of communication. It says, "We are busy living." It says, "We will tell you when we are ready." Until that notification pops up on your screen, changing the landscape of the magazine world instantly, we remain the watchers on the wall. We at Whatever You Need will be keeping our ear to the ground, filtering the noise to bring you the signal. I want to remind you once more, Whatever You Need is your home. If you want us to dig deeper into the baby moon theories or analyze the history of their on-screen chemistry, let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video to show your support, subscribe to join our growing family, and click that join button to become an elite member of our community. Your support allows us to keep asking the questions that matter. Until the silence breaks, keep your eyes open. This has been Whatever You Need. Thank you for watching.